And luckily for me, during one night when I couldn't sleep and I happened to be up, and I mentioned how you all may know this feeling of having the great medicine to all of us insomniacs, the television. So I couldn't find anything on because there are 30,000 channels that you just keep clicking through. But luckily for me, I stumbled across a movie that happened to be on, and it's one of the class of movies that whenever it's on, you just gotta watch it. It's on, you gotta watch it. Caddyshack, Blazing Saddles. But on that night's menu happened to be one of the true favorite movies of mine. And it was Saving Private Ryan. And now, more than a quarter century since it was released, I hope for those of you yet to see it that you allow me to play a bit of spoiler. So Saving Private Ryan is about a group of American soldiers during the D-Day landings. And they're fighting their way across France looking for Private Ryan, played by Massachusetts' own Matt Damon. And Private Ryan is a young man with three brothers, all of whom have died during the course of the war. And the Army sends a group of soldiers out to find him in order to spare the Ryan family any further heartache. Because no parent should have to lose all four sons, even to a great cause like freedom. The group is led by Captain John Miller, played by Tom Hanks, and he successfully leads that mission. They find and they save Private Ryan. But in the process, at the very end, Captain Miller is mortally wounded. And right before he takes his last breath, right before he dies, he whispers something in Private Ryan's ear. He says to him, "Earn this. Earn this." It's an incredible scene. But far more than that is what a message for all of us. So much has been sacrificed to make Ryan's life safe. His role in life then became to ensure that his life was not wasted, to go out and make the most of the gift of life, to go out and make the most of the opportunities that those men sacrificed in order to make happen. Earn this. Now let's hold on to that for a moment. So as I mentioned, I signed the roles with Maura all those years ago, and I've come to know her as someone who's incredibly kind, supportive, and mightily impressive. And although her career has been outstanding, she'd be the last one to tell you about it. So I will. I can tell you about her loyalty and her dedication, her sense of teamwork, and the impact that she had on so many different lawyers over the years. But I'd like to hone in on something else. And it happened to be something I came across as I was preparing my remarks. And it was something that she said in an article, in an interview, where she was reflecting on her career. And what she pointed to, what she said was, how proud she was to have created an incredibly responsive, accountable, and professional clerk's office, and to be a resource for all of those people that would come to the state's highest court. That's what she wanted. And knowing Maura as I do, I know that she meant every single word. She took her career and she worked for a purpose, well aware of the impact that she was having on all the people that came in through the door, and the ultimate sense of fulfillment that gave her. And you know what? Having been part of the inaugural class that she swore in, and now being at this position in my career 28 years later, I feel the same. A good sense of good fortune of having had this opportunity to be part of so many lives, including your own, including Emily Urnak, my intern and former student, who I'm so proud of, who happens to be right in my foreground. Emily, where's your family? Well, they should be, because you're awesome, okay? So to have acted as a steward for you and all of those folks that I've been in this position to be in this swearing in ceremony, it's made me feel that I've earned every opportunity I was given, and that is one heck of a feeling. And in fact, as all of my hairs start turning more gray and all your faces start seeing more and more green every year, I'd go as far as to say that reflecting on a career and a life well spent is the greatest measure of the success that you will have in life. So that brings us to what I know you're thinking, what does that mean for you? Sitting here, having already achieved so much, ready to walk through the doors now, armed with your law degrees, armed with your licenses. Every one of you has worked hard to make this day happen. You've burned the midnight oil, you studied what you need to study, you did what you needed to do, you made the sacrifices you need to make, and here you are. And on top of that, you had all of the support of all of these people up here that are looking down on you, that despite all of the people in this room, they only have eyes for you. Some of you may think you already have your careers mapped out. Top litigators, bright minds in search of big fortunes, cars and houses, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. They're all nice, but please don't make that your goal. Life is awesome right now as you sit here today, but it gets even better when we get our priorities straight. And I suggest to you that that means the metric is being useful, being purposeful, creating benefit to this world. There was a time where I lost my way and I thought all I wanted was the reward. I went into business and I made a lot of money. And it didn't take me long before I had to figure out that my parents were right. Damn it. Money doesn't make you happy. And I longed for work to be meaningful again. The measurable rewards of money were just so superficial. They may outwardly matter then and now, but not nearly as what really matters. And what really matters is living a life where you all matter. That it matters that you're in the world doing what you do. One of the less pleasant roles that I have to do with Maura, along with some of her assistant clerks, are the disciplinary hearings. Those moments when we have to suspend or end an attorney's career that we once helped start. And the overwhelming feeling when I preside over those cases isn't one of sadness or anger. It's the sense of waste, that they worked so hard to achieve something and now it's just gone. And so the antidote to all that is to be motivated to be awesome, to grab the opportunity and to be meaningful, whether it's in the deepest research that you might do as a young associate, to standing in front of a jury arguing or advocating for your client. It is to know that when you get home at some point, when you return from a long day, to the people that you love and who care about you and who have your best interests at heart, when they ask about your day and you could tell them that you did the right thing, that you appreciated your role, and that you were awesome in your own way, particularly when you didn't want to do it, and you were tired and you were frustrated. It's to make every client in every case not about the paycheck or winning and losing, but by saying that you did your best and that you seized an opportunity to change the lives that only lawyers really can do, and that you just gave it your all. I don't want you to forget how great you are, and that right now you sit on the shoulders of the same giants that came before you. People like John Quincy Adams and Thomas Jefferson, they signed these roles too. And like you, before the oath, they just arrived with a law degree. And then they took the oath and they were transformed into these practicing lawyers, full-fledged, ready to do whatever it is you're out to do. They all started like this. So please don't miss the opportunity and the privilege. And I ask you to do that because what follows will pass in an instant. Maura can tell you that. She can vouch for, I can vouch for you. All of the people that care about you, that are older than you, they will tell you. Because right now, as they sit, they look down at you, even though they may not all know one another, they're all sharing the same thought as they look down at you. And they're all thinking, wasn't it just the other day? that they were born? Wasn't it just the other day that I taught them how to ride a bike and I held the back of their seat and they looked back and said, "Mom, Dad, don't let go." And you didn't even realize that they already had. And that their hearts broke as you were riding away, and it rose and fell with every pedal of that bike. That's how quickly it goes. For all of them, for all of us, we want every one of you to look back at your lives and your careers, and that it is a life worth living, that you used your degree and this opportunity to be great. Which brings me back to Private Ryan. At the end of the film, he's at Arlington National Cemetery and he's standing at the cross of Captain Miller, and he's there with many generations of the Ryan family. And they're all there to express their gratitude to Captain Miller. And as they go away, Private Ryan kneels down at the cross and he whispers into the engraved portion where it says Captain John Miller, and he says, "Every day, I think about what you said to me that day on the bridge. I've tried to live the life as best as I could. I hope that was enough. I hope that at least in your eyes, I've earned what all of you have done for me. I ask you to take today as your day on that bridge. The day today that you resolve to live an honorable, meaningful, and purposeful life, and to follow the words of Captain Miller. Earn this. Earn this. And know as you leave that I root for you, even though I may not know you, even though I may not have met you, I root for you with all of my heart." So that brings me, lastly, to Clerk Doyle. Maura, to have been part of your first class of admittees and now to be a member of the Supreme Judicial Court, sharing in your last swearing in, is an honor of a lifetime. What you did for the people of Suffolk County and the oldest Supreme Court in the world in making your office the jewel of the Massachusetts court system cannot be understated, though you will never, ever take the credit for it. So it's only fitting that I end my remarks by echoing the words of this venue's namesake, the late, great Senator Edward Kennedy. Maura, your time as clerk is coming to an end, but your work will go on, your cause will endure, your hope will still live, and your dream that each and every newly minted Massachusetts lawyer will lead a useful and purposeful life shall never die. Will you all please stand with me in thanks and ovation to our magnificent clerk, the Honorable Maura Doyle. Maura, although you may not want to, although you may not think you need it, Clerk Doyle, you have earned it.
You all please be seated. I will kill him later.